Hey everybody, it's September 24th, time for my weekly update on things happening in and around OEA. Today I'm reporting to you from Washington, D.C. I'm at the NEA headquarters building here for a week of meetings and trainings. And later this week, our NEA Board of Directors are going to be joining us. They do such great work. We've got Andrea Beeman and Hasheen Wilson, at-large members of the board, and our state directors. Adrian Bowden, Angela Stewart, Kim Richards, Dwayne Marshall, and Dan Greenberg, who are all going to be here advocating on public education issues on Capitol Hill, and then doing the good work of the association as the NEA Board of Directors meets later this week. This past weekend, district leaders and the OEA Board of Directors came into Columbus, had 2 days of meetings, and I think what was a very, very productive couple of days. Team building, trust building among the people that were there, and a couple of big takeaways for me from that meeting. Number one, we are united, as I talked about earlier, in making sure that we come up with a plan and we're going to eliminate this terrible A to F report card system. We're going to continue to work on that throughout the fall, but at our representative assembly in December, expect some action on that issue. It's really important that we have everybody fully represented. The other thing is that we took action over the weekend to give charges to each of our standing committees that are going to be coming together in the next week and a half or so on a variety of issues that are really important for members. Our collective bargaining and member advocacy committee is going to be working on strategies for addressing issues of educator safety and how do we better ensure that we're advocating for discipline policies for students in a way that also makes sure that our members are safe. We're going to have other committees that are addressing issues of diversity in the education workforce, that we're going to be tackling the issue of racial justice and how we train and assess the way that we train and provide support for members all across the state. We're going to be taking a deep dive into some local training strategies. And we're also going to be looking at the issue of how do we do a better job continuing to engage our mid-career and late career educators. We've been talking all about membership. We're doing a great job across the state of attracting and engaging early career educators. Our track record on signing up new hires has been fantastic, but we have to really pay attention to those people that are later in their career, have been in our profession for a while. Not forget them. Make sure that we are engaging everyone if we're going to be strong as an association. So I'm going to leave you with just a couple of things that we're going to ask you to do. Number one, continue to advocate on House Bill 154. Number two, October 10th, remember, is the deadline for conducting delegate elections to the OEA Representative Assembly. As I mentioned last week, Lily Eskelsen Garcia, our NEA president, is going to be our special guest on December 7th. And third, and our Vice President Jeff Wensing has been talking a lot about this. It's really important that if you haven't conducted a drive for the OEA Fund for Children in Public Education, that you start getting that organized now. We have set a goal of 15% participation statewide, which means that if you're a local that's already doing FCPE work, we want you to increase your participation by 5 percentage points. If you haven't been doing an FCPE drive, we want you to work really hard to try to get close to that 15%, at least 8% of your members giving. Our ask is that everyone gives at least $2 a pay, which is about $50 per member. If we do that, we're going to have the resources we need to compete on public education issues in 2020. That's all for this week. See you next week. Thanks.